Hey guys, Robert H here from Bearable Traders. Wanted to share a quick recap of two trades I did on DKS today. And if we have enough time, I kind of want to switch gears and talk a little bit about trading psychology and following your rules. So these were my only two trades for the day. They were both small winners. I didn't really like anything else that was on the watch list. There was a couple moves, but the risk to reward just wasn't there. So my very first trade I actually took at 10:01 a.m. It was a VWAP reversal here. As you can see, it's Brian's famous double bottom. Fails to make a new bottom, and it most likely is going to bounce back to VWAP. So I waited for this candle to close here. I put my stop at 36.31, which was the bottom wick, but also a very important technical level that we found in the pre-market. And I went long on a new 5-minute high. My target would be VWAP, so this risk to reward is about 2. And we quickly popped up here. I took off half. As you can see on the 1-minute chart, I took off a third here and a third here, so that leaves me with 45% of my shares left. And it came back to test my break even, as you can see here. And I have a rule that I got from Andrew, and I think it's a very good rule, that you never let a winner go against you. So if you have any remaining shares left and it comes back to test your break even, you get out. Because I've been in the situation where I didn't move my stop loss up, and the price goes against you, and you think to yourself, oh, it's going to come back, and you kind of get this sense of entitlement that, I had those gains in my pocket and I let them slip away, but so you kind of just hope it'll come back, and many times it won't come back, and you'll get stuck. You'll let a winner turn into a loser. So I stopped out and took half of the gains that I could have potentially made. On the second trade here, this is kind of a VWAP false breakout, so you can see it lost VWAP but came back up. I waited for the candle to close, and I went long here with the target at the high of the day and a stop loss slightly below VWAP. So the risk to reward there's pretty good, like 2.5 to 1. And again, this is kind of a similar move here. It popped up, I took off half. You can see in the 1-minute chart, I took off a third here, a third here. And once again, it came back to test my entry. And I stopped out because you never know if it's going to come back. And again, I only made half of what I could have potentially made. So if you kind of zoom out and look at the big picture, this whole move from the bottom, well, actually, if you consider my first entry, all the way to when it kind of paused at 38.50 or so, or whatever what it ran up to, it was a $2 move. And I was only able to capture 30 cents here and 30 cents here. But what's important, I think, is that I followed my rules. I stopped on a dime, which I think is worth more. The ability to stop on a dime and follow your rules and have that self-control is worth more than the few $100 that I missed making. In the long term, that's a skill that you want to develop as a day trader. And this is a home run if you were able to stay in the whole trade, but this is a nice little single or a double. It gets you on base. It gets you with some green. Because I think more importantly is money is a byproduct of trading well, following your rules, self-discipline, and managing risk. If you can do those, then the money will come in itself. And especially for stopping out, which I think a lot of people in the community are having a problem with or struggle with, is that stopping out without hesitation is very difficult to do. So if you can develop that habit and just do it without thinking twice, just automatic, mechanical, that in itself will allow you to build trust in your own trading ability. This concept of self-integrity, that you're going to do the right thing at the right time. You never question or doubt yourself, because in this market you are your only ally. No one else is going to tell you what to do, or tap you on the shoulder and say you should do this, you should do that. You are your only your best friend, but also your worst enemy. So if you can kind of internalize those simple habits of stopping out, and any other rules you have listed, if you can do those automatically, you're one step ahead of the game. I think one of the famous quotes I heard from Dr. Brett Steenbarger in his book The Daily Trading Coach is that you can control how you trade. The market will decide whether you get paid. And I think that really resonates with me, because at the end of the day, setups will always be there, and trades will always present themselves. and it's a matter of how you execute that to the best of your ability by sticking to your plan and sticking to your rules. So yeah, sorry for going on a long rant, but that's my trade on DKS, or my 2 trades on DKS, and thanks for watching.